There are various life giving cycle on our earth that also makes life possible on earth. In fact, they are helping us to balance the life on earth. So let's see first. The first cycle I'm going to talk about is nutrition cycle. The first cycle we will talk about is nutrition cycle. So nutrition cycle represent what? It represent a relationship between, yes, it represent a relationship between living and non-living things. Between living and non-living things. It represent relationship between living things and non-living things. Now, it shows interdependence. It shows interdependence of all the living things on earth. How all the living things on earth are interdependent. How one living thing depends on other. It shows, that is what is shown in nutrition cycle. See, nutrition cycle will be operating through various processes like food chain, like photosynthesis, like transpiration, respiration. These all processes get through nutrition cycle goes on. I'm repeating again, nutrition cycle represent what? Represent relationship between living and non-living thing. It shows dependence, interdependence of living things on each other. How we all depend on each other through processes like transpiration, through processes like food chain, photosynthesis, respiration. These all processes get through how all living things are interdependent on each other. That is what is shown in nutrition cycle. The living things are divided into two categories, producers and consumers. Of course, we all know very well who are producers? Green plants. Why they are called as producer? Because they can perform the process of photosynthesis and can prepare their food. Then comes consumers. Consumers can be herbivores or carnivores. Consumers depend on producers. They depend on producers. Then we have decomposers. Okay, we have decomposers like saprophytes and all. We have decomposers also. Now, at the top of this is human. The man is at the top because he is the one who can do any changes. See, सबसे bottom पे there is plant. Then there are consumers, and at the top we have man. Now, man is capable enough to modify the middle level also or the lower level also. Okay, remember one thing: all living things when they die, they undergo decomposition. And who brings about the decompositions in them? Yes, the saprophytes or the decomposers. So, what is nutrition cycle? It shows relationship between living and non-living thing. It shows interdependence of living things on each other through various processes like food chain, respiration, photosynthesis, transpiration, etc. Living things are into two categories, plants and animals. Plants and animals. Sorry, producers and consumers. Who are producers? Plants. Then we have consumers. Who all consumers are there? Herbivores, carnivores, decomposers. They all are consumers who are depending on producer. So top, bottom, we have who? Plants. Then we have consumer. Who is at the top? Men. What is the power with men? Can modify. Middle level also can modify, lower level also. Okay, all living things go through decomposition, and the decomposition is done by whom? Decomposers or saprophytes. So this is a nutrition cycle. Then we have second, carbon cycle. Then we have carbon cycle. Kids, remember one thing, carbon is the basic raw material of all life. Carbon is the basic raw material of all life. All living things contain carbon. Where is the maximum carbon dioxide found? Of course, atmosphere is a real. But atmosphere has a lot of carbon dioxide, but who is the main consumer? Who is the main consumer of carbon dioxide? So carbon dioxide is mainly consumed by plants in the presence of sunlight to perform the process of photosynthesis so that they can prepare their food. So all the atmospheric carbon dioxide is absorbed by plants to convert it into food. Now what will plants do? Plants will convert this food into and fix it as a starch. So plant will absorb carbon dioxide, prepare their food and fix that food as starch. Now from plant, the carbon dioxide which is fixed in plant as starch will move along the food chain to those who will consume that plant. Correct? It will be moving to whichever consumer who will be consuming that plant. At different levels, consumers are going to consume. So carbon dioxide in atmosphere taken by plant. Plant fix that carbon dioxide by converting into food as starch. Now that carbon dioxide will move to the different level of consumers along the food chain. Okay, you know what? Plants and animals, when they die, the carbon present in their bodies start decomposing and they are absorbed. They are absorbed by food as food. By whom? By saprophytic bacteria and fungi. Now when plants die, they get buried, they get converted into fossil fuel. And when you burn fossil fuel, they give out huge amount of carbon dioxide. Correct? So what carbon dioxide was taken is given back. I'll repeat again. Carbon dioxide in atmosphere. Who is the major consumer? Plant. In the presence of sunlight. To perform the process of photosynthesis. Prepare food. Fix that food in the form of starch. Now that carbon dioxide will move along in the food chain to the consumers at different level. Now when the plants and animals die, their body is decomposed by decomposers. Decomposers will absorb carbon as food. When the body will be decomposed by decomposers or by saprophyte, they will absorb carbon dioxide as food. Their bodies will be decomposed and absorbed as food. So automatically the carbon dioxide will pass on to the decomposers. Now when plants die, they are buried and they get converted into fossil fuel. Fossil fuel like coal and petroleum, when you burn, they give out carbon dioxide. During respiration also, plants and animals, they take in, humans, we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is used by plants, of course we know, to perform photosynthesis. So this is how carbon cycle is maintained. Remember one thing, there has to be balance in the amount of carbon dioxide and oxygen. Any imbalance can cause, if carbon dioxide level will increase, which usually can increase because of excessive burning of fossil fuel or because of forest fire, it can cause global warming. Then we have next nitrogen cycle. So what is nitrogen cycle? Atmosphere is the largest reservoir of nitrogen. 78% nitrogen is found in atmosphere. It's a free nitrogen. Plants take nitrogen in the form of nitrate. Yes, nitrogen fixation. Now, this nitrogen which is taken by plants will move through food chain to the animals. And animals will return this nitrogen through manure or through excreta or through earthly remains of plants and animals. So sometimes we add manure and we add nitrogen in the soil back. Sometimes through animal excreta, it is released back to the atmosphere or to the soil. Correct? And last is oxygen cycle. So living things take in oxygen, breathe in oxygen. When we take in oxygen, the oxygen in our body will, so there are carbon, there is hydrogen, there is nitrogen in our body. So what oxygen we take in, our oxygen will be used by carbon, by hydrogen, by nitrogen in our body. Why they will be using it? To build up the new molecules. Now they will build up new molecules, and in that process lot of energy will be released, plus carbon dioxide will be released. Now that carbon dioxide we will exhale out, which will be taken by plant to perform the process of photosynthesis. Living things take in oxygen. This oxygen is used to release energy. Whatever food we eat, whatever carbon, whatever hydrogen, whatever nitrogen is there in our body, then oxygen will be used by all of them to build up the new molecules. Now when they will build up new molecules, a lot of energy will be released. A lot of energy will be released, along with that carbon dioxide will be released. And that carbon dioxide will be used by plants. And thus the process goes on, correct? So this is oxygen cycle. This is oxygen cycle. So kids, these are the various cycles that makes life possible on Earth. So that was your chapter number 1, Earth as a planet. Thank you so much.